Hello everyone, welcome to your math lesson today. We are still in module 4, but we are actually skipping ahead a few lessons. We are going to lesson 25 today. And on page 153, you will find the work that we are going to start on today. So go ahead, get your math books out, turn to page 153, and you will see that today we are working on subtracting. So we have been adding for a while. Today we are going to start subtracting numbers. So we're actually going to take problems like, say, 72 minus 49. We're going to take those and solve them the vertical way, so by stacking them up. But subtraction is a lot different than adding. So let's jump into the lesson. All right. So pause the video if you are still looking for your page. If you are still watching, I assume you have your lesson up here. So what I'd like you to do is watch my screen first, and then I'll have you do some of the work on your paper. But first watch me do it, because like I said, subtracting is a lot different than adding, okay? Now let's read the directions. It says, solve the following problems using the vertical form and your place value chart and the discs. So we're going to do it both vertically and with our chart, just like we have been with our adding. And then it says to unbundle a 10 when necessary. So that means we will have to borrow sometimes. I'll remind you what that looks like. And finally it says show your work for each problem. So I want to see all of the steps that you take to solve these. Alrighty, my friends. So we're going to do, let me clear all this so that it's not distracting. We're going to do A right now. But like I said, I want you to just watch my screen first, and I'll tell you when to write. All right, so go ahead and watch my screen first. I want you to see how I set up this problem. Now, it wants us to do this vertically, so I'm going to have to write them vertically. I'm going to have to stack them up. So I'm going to take the first number, 72. Notice how I'm doing it to the side because I also need enough room for my place value chart. So I'm doing it toward the side. 72 minus, make sure you put that minus sign, 49. So I'm making sure that I'm stacking up my 10s and my 1s, making sure they're lined up. And I put a line underneath. And it also wants us to solve this using our place value chart. So let's set that up too. Before I do anything, I'm setting up my problem. So place value chart doesn't need to be very big, but you do need your hundreds, tens, and ones. All right, on your paper now, go ahead and copy how I set up these problems. You can pause if you need to, but I'll give you a few seconds in the video. All right, so go ahead and pause if you're still setting up. All right, we should be ready now. So now your pencil is down and you're watching my screen again because I want to draw your attention to our hundreds chart first. We're going to do the hundreds chart first, the place value chart. Let's draw in our 72. That's the number we have. We have 72. Let me do it in green. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 72. Go ahead and draw in your 72. Okay. And we're subtracting. So we're not going to draw our 49. We want to take 49 away. All right, now we always, let's look back at our problem. We always start with our ones. So let's see what we need to subtract. We need to subtract 2 minus 9. So notice, let me see here. Notice my ones column here. I have 2. I have these 2. It needs me to take 9 away. Do I have enough to take away? No, I only have 2 here and I need 9. So what we need to do is unbundle a 10. We need to borrow a 10 and put it in our ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We unbundled that group. Like say it's straws, we took the rubber band off and we put them all into the ones. So we didn't have enough, so we had to unbundle. Now we have plenty. Now I can take away 9. So I know that this is 10, so I can just take away 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I can see that I have 3 left. All right, now let's pause. So remember, you're just watching my screen now. Let's pause and see what that looks like on our vertical form, okay? So same thing, we have our 2 and it needs us to take away 9. Do we have enough? No, you can't take 9 away from 2. The way you can easily see this when you're looking at it stacked up is you look at the floor. This is the floor, the bottom number. And if there's more on the floor, you have to go next door and borrow. If there's more on the floor, you have to go next door. So there's more on the floor. I don't have enough. So I need to go next door to the top number. So I had 7. Remember, I had all 7. I need to take 1 out. I'm going to borrow 1. So I'm left with 6 because I took 1 out. And I put it into the ones. So I put it with the 2. So I just put that 1, I put the 10 right in front of the 2, which just gives me 12. See how I did that? So on your paper, show me this part. Show me on your vertical form how there was more on the floor, so you went next door. So it should look like my paper here. Okay, so now your problem should be set up to where we can subtract. So just like we did on our place value chart, now we can actually take away. So let me clear up some stuff. So we have 12 minus 9. So as we saw right here, 12 take away 9 left us with 3. 12 minus 9 is 3. So let's put the answer down below. And then we have 6 minus 4. So 6 tens. We had these 6 tens left. We took 4 away. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like we are left with 2. 2 tens left. So we have our answer. 72 minus 49 is 23. Okay, take a second to fill in your answer on your paper. Okay, let's do one more together. Let's do D here. And I want us to do the vertical way first. So let's stack up 118 minus 85. Notice how I lined up my 5 ones under my 8 ones and my 8 tens under my 1 10. Make your paper look like mine. Okay, now we are ready to subtract. So we always start with our ones column. So let's see what we need to subtract. We have 8 minus 5. Well, I know that 8 minus 5 is 3. So I'm going to put 3 right below them. All right, go ahead and put that on your paper. All right, now that we have that, we're ready to move over to our, let me fix that. Our neighbors here, which are the tens. So now let's subtract the tens. In the tens, I see that I have 1 10 minus 8 tens. Uh-oh. I have 1 and I need to take 8 away. Do I have more on top or do I have more on the floor? I have more on the floor, which means I need to go next door. So I need to go to the neighbor and borrow 1. Oh, well, there's only 1 here. So if I take 1 away, that actually becomes 0 because I took 1 away. And I'm going to give it to this one here. So I'm just going to put it right in front. So notice how I'm just putting a 1 in front of whatever number was already there. Turning it into 11. Alrighty. Now we can subtract. There was more on the floor, so we went next door. So now we can subtract. Go ahead and make your paper look like mine before we finish the answer. Okay, so now we have 11 minus 8. What is 11 minus 8? It's 3. So I'm going to put 3 right below. And let's check to see if we have any hundreds. I have 0 minus 0. So I don't have any hundreds, so I don't need to put anything down. So I have my answer. 118 minus 85 is 33. Now let's just quickly do that with our place value discs so we can see what actually happened there. What did we do? We started, go and watch my screen, we started with 118. So I'm just drawing in my 118. And we subtracted 85. So we went over to our ones. We took 5 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which left us with 3. And then we went to our tens. We have this 1 10, but we needed to take 8 tens away. We didn't have enough. So we had to go next door and borrow this. We took this 100 and we unbundled it into all 10 tens. Remember, 100 is just 10 tens. So we just took the rubber band off and gave them to the tens column. So the 1 10 over here turned into 11 tens, which gave us plenty to take away. So we needed to take away 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which left us with 1, 2, 3. And we didn't have any more over here because we took that 100 and gave it to the tens, so there was nothing in the 100. So we had 33. So now it's your turn. I want you to solve the rest of these problems. Now it's your choice whether you want to solve it vertically first or if you want to solve it with our place value chart first. So let me give you a little guidance though. If this vertical way is still tricky for you, I actually want you to start with it. I want you to start with the vertical way, even if you're not sure how to do it. And then once you're done, check your work with your place value discs. These numbers should be the same. They should be the same. Now, if you try it with the vertical way and you're not getting the same answer, then for the rest of the problems, you can start with your place value chart and then try to do it the same way on your vertical method. So it doesn't really matter to me which one you start with, but I encourage you, my tip is to start with the vertical, especially if that's the harder one for you, just to give yourself some more practice. But I do want to see all of these problems have both vertical and place value chart. All right, good luck. I know you can do it. Have fun.